Hi there boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Random Geek channel. And today we're doing an unboxing of the Segway Ninebot Max scooter. So I've actually unboxed the scooter already, but I'm going to show you in this video exactly what you get in the box. So it's a bit overcast today and it looks like there's a thunderstorm rolling in, so probably won't do a ride video today. I'll be breaking this video into multiple parts just to make it a bit easier to watch, and you can watch the parts that you want. But as always, we're just going to go through an unboxing and what you really get. Okay, so first things first, there are two versions of this scooter, so make sure you know that you're getting the right one. So this is the G30P, and there's a second generation version called the G30 LP. I do recommend you get the first generation model, and there's a specific reason why I do recommend that, and that's because you get a lot longer range. So the updated version, it comes in a silvery, black and yellow color scheme. So this is the mainly generation one is dark black, like a dark gray color. It's like you go in the store and you'll see it completely different. In terms of the size, the generation 2 is slightly shorter, so about 6 to 7 centimeters shorter. But what's really sad about the second generation model is you will only get 40 kilometers range on it, rather than the 65 that you get on this model. So I have made some improvements in terms of acceleration, and I have used a brand new motor in this second generation model, and the battery cells that they use in it is slightly better, but I don't believe that it's worth the extra $100 or $200 getting the second generation model, particularly when you're getting such a dramatic decrease in range. So the generation 2 one is only 367 watt hours. This one is 551 watt hours. So you got 40 cells in comparison to 60 cells in this version. And particularly you can actually get the generation model for a lot cheaper. So first things first, this retails roughly for about 1,000 to 1,100 Australian dollars, but it is currently on sale, and given the current silly season and given the popularity of scooters these days, you really see this on sale, and I got this for slightly under 800 Australian dollars. So that is a dramatic price drop, and in terms of the category of this scooter belongs in, which is the low to mid-tier commuter scooter, this is the best bang for buck scooter that you can actually get right now. So this came out roughly just under a year ago in Australia. I've been a rider of the previous model, which is the DS4, for over a year and a half now. Done over 1,000 kilometers on that one, and I thought it would be a nice upgrade. So this isn't the best, the fastest scooter out there, but what you're getting in terms of so my entire channel is to review the best bang for buck tech out there. So this is not the fastest, this is not the best scooter out there, but if you're after a commuter scooter that has a lot of features, a lot of range, build quality is excellent, this is the one to get. Alright, so first things first is you get the box. So the box is actually quite large. You will be able to fit it into a small car. In terms of the package, I think this was roughly 22 kilos from the shop. So it's roughly 45 pounds if you're in the US. So you can pick this up from the shop and carry it around. It's not too heavy. In terms of portable scooters, I believe that anything under the 20 kilogram mark is definitely portable. Anything above that is it's going to be a lot more of a handle to actually move around, especially if you're using this as a transport device, like last mile transport. So scooters exploded. So I've been running scooters since the very start, well, in terms of the electric scooters. In the last 2-3 years, the entire category has exploded, and particularly in the current time. So coronavirus has changed the game a lot, and scooters have jumped in popularity, and I cannot like go on a street or turn a corner without seeing someone on a scooter, even if it's a manual scooter, electric scooter, you name it. And brands have popped out everywhere. So in terms of like when I got my first scooter, like Xiaomi and Ninebot were just starting in the field. The first electric scooter I got was the 365, which is with the original 365. And in that short 2 to 3 year period, we've got brands like Dualtron, McCain, Apollo, or Rion, the hyper scooters, particularly those guys who really want to ride fast. I mean, you've got your like budget lines like Zero, you know, Mantis, you know, yeah, it's just grown in popularity. And in terms of ride sharing, like you've got things like Lime and you know, Lyft and Neuron. But yeah, before you actually get in one of these, make sure that they are legal within your state and territory. In a lot of states and territories in Australia, where I come from, these aren't particularly legal yet. In my current state, which is probably in terms of scooters, where these things are legal, you're allowed to ride it outside and on footpaths, and on particular instances you're allowed to ride on the road. But please check your local regulations in terms of if you can ride this. But okay, so in terms of the box, this is what you get. So yeah, it's just a plain, nothing too special. So I've actually pulled everything out, and we're just going to go through exactly what you get. So first things first, you will see you're going to get a power cable. So power cable, your standard Mickey Mouse connector here. So the great thing is, in terms of this scooter here, is it's got an integrated the charging infrastructure is actually built into the base of the scooter. So the only thing you really have to carry is a cable. And even if you lose this cable, you can buy these cables anywhere. So obviously this is an Australian to New Zealand plug. We use 240 volts here at 10 amps. I've actually measured the rate in which it charges, and the scooter takes 140 watts. So it takes roughly about 6 hours to charge the battery from flat to full. The newer scooter, which is the generation 2, does take 6.5 hours, so it does take longer. There's a different charging curve with that scooter, and I think that's more to do with charging safety. But I don't think anyone's actually had an issue with charging for generation 1. Also, they gave you, well, they gave me an actual Ninebot wire lock here. I don't think this comes in every single version that you can actually get. Please correct in the comments if I'm wrong, but in my current territory, when I bought this scooter, right on the actual bottom, they give you a wire lock. Personally, I don't like wire locks, because a person with a large bolt cutter can actually cut through the wires quite easily. I have a couple of mates that have lost scooters because they've actually used wire lock. Personally myself, I would use a strong U-lock on the wheel or on the riding stem. So that way, if someone was to flog your scooter, they will have to saw through it. But personally myself, I haven't had an issue bringing scooters into like restaurants and like service stations and stuff. So most places are quite okay, but if not, if you are going to lock up your scooter, make sure you just lock it where it's quite visible and there's a lot of people around. Wire locks I do find not so useful. But if you are going to use them, make sure that you use it in combination with a U-lock, like a kryptonite U-lock, and that will protect your scooter quite well. Also, with this scooter here, you can change it in the actual app, but it will lock the motor, and there's also an alarm which will point out that someone's trying to move your scooter. It's very similar to the ES2, ES3, ES4 scooters. You also get a valve extension. So this is to pump the tire. So they've obviously moved from the solid hard tires from the ES2 and ES4 scooters, and they've gone with inflatable pneumatic tires. Well, you will see in the advertisement, they say that it's self-healing and all that sort. Yeah, don't believe the hype. Pretty much all it is a pneumatic tire filled up with slime. For a person who rides like pretty much everything underneath the sun, scooters, bikes, unicycles, you name it, I ride it. Slime's your best friend. Definitely have some luck. I do wish that pretty much every single scooter out there that uses pneumatic tires, this should be an industry standard. So all it does is really help is if you're riding around and you do get a puncture, if it's a small puncture, the sealant will ooze out and it will slow the wheel from going flat. So it gives you enough time to head back and actually change the tire, or if it's a small puncture, it will seal up the tire completely and you can just keep using the scooter or whatever you're using. Next thing, you do get an Allen key. This is just to assemble the handlebar on top of the scooter. So you'll see on the scooter here, when you get it in the box, the handlebar is not attached. It's hanging loose on the side. In terms of the packaging, the scooter is packaged very well. There's a whole bunch of like foam and plastic all wrapped around. So don't be concerned if you have to throw the box around, your scooter won't get damaged. But what you will get is 6 screws, which is I think M4 screws. So this is an improvement from the original ES4s, and so you actually get 6 screws here. In the original ES2 and ES4s, there were only 4 screws, and they do tend to get loose over time. But the actual fact that there's 6 there, it screws on quite tight. I wish they gave extra screws on there in case you lost one or whatever. So this is what this little bag was for. It contained the screws there. But in terms of installation, you didn't even have to install because in the original scooters, you had to plug in the VECS, the controller board, so it actually works. Just make sure that you align the pins, but this is all done for you. The only thing you will do is to slot on the handlebars and screw in those 6 screws. Takes about 5 minutes and you're done. That's pretty much all there is to it. And last, if not least, you get your manual. So a very, very thick manual here. Don't be too concerned. It's pretty much the same thing written in like 10, 11 different languages. In terms of just reading, it just goes through how to ride it if you haven't ridden a scooter before. The great thing about scooter is anyone can actually ride a scooter. If you can stand up and balance, you pretty much can ride a scooter. I've had people who've never ridden one and they're on it for like 2 minutes and they're fine. It's the great thing about scooters is how accessible this form of transport is, and it's absolutely amazing. The terms thing, it's just about in terms of installing the handlebar. That's all the direction gets. You get a QR code inside the manual, and it will tell you how to download the app, which you do have to download. So there's a Segway Ninebot app, and you do have to connect the scooter to the app, and it will unlock the wheel. So at the moment, I haven't installed the app yet, but I will do that in a second. As you can see, this is straight out of the box. I've still got the stickers on, but when you turn it on, you will get this constant beeping noise. That's just telling you that the wheel has not been activated yet, and it's pretty much locked. You can't use it. Or if you try to use it, it will go really slowly. So just turn it off. Just want to hold it off in that case. So you get the manual, just have a good read of that, but it's like 5-6 pages. It's peanuts. You got your warranty. So in Australia, you get a 12-month warranty on pretty much all products. Australian consumer law is actually quite good. So if you do have a manufacturer fault, you just bring it up and they will either repay you or they will switch it out. And a quick start guide if you don't want to read whatever is in the manual. But in terms of just reading, it's all you gotta do is scan that QR code, install the handlebar, and Bob's your uncle, you're ready to ride. But last but not least, you've got the scooter. So really handsome looking scooter. So it's a nice upgrade from the VS4 that I've been riding. They've made a lot of improvements in terms of the scooter. The build quality is fantastic. This is built like a tank. So if you were to fall off this or crash this or drop this, this is not good. It's not going to damage easy. It's sturdy. The construction is quite different in terms of the size. It's quite larger. The larger wheels. First thing I did notice, there's no suspension on the wheel, but after riding the ES4 for quite a while, this suspension on that scooter wasn't too good. And if you've ever ridden any type of scooter with air-filled tires, the ride quality, you will notice the ride quality is so much better with air-filled tires, and so I've done this on purpose, and you can probably get away with not having suspension. As I said, this is a commuter scooter. It's designed to be riding on footpaths on the road and not really much off-road, and it's not an all-terrain vehicle. But yeah, you're gonna get a nice smooth ride in this one, but I will do a ride video and I'll update my thoughts on what I think about how it rides. I have written these before, and there's a reason why companies like Lime and Lyft and Snowrun use these scooters as a basis for their ride sharing apps, because not only are they built like tanks, they perfect ride quality in terms of what you get, and in terms of price, this is I reckon the best bang for buck in terms of its category. So if you're focused on just getting from A to B, and you're not really focusing on speed, because in terms of riding scooters, there are those guys who ride scooters to basically as a mode of transport. They're a casual rider, focused from A to B, and there's those guys who are seeking thrill rides, and those are the guys who ride the Dualtrons, the Rions, and they ride at ridiculous speeds. I'm not that kind of a person. Well, I'm kind of am, but in terms of what I got this scooter for, yeah, this is a great investment if you're thinking about buying something that you can just ride to the shops, ride to the train station, ride to work. It's not going to fail you. It's economic. In terms of this, it's like you can drive your car and you can pay for parking, pay for petrol, pay for maintenance, or you can get one of these things, ride up to 65 kilometers an hour. Well, if you're riding fast, I reckon you'll probably get 40, but riding one of these, this is 10-12 cents to actually do a full charge, and you get 65 kilometers. And it's a great fun to actually get there and ride these things. Obviously this is locked to 25 kilometers an hour. It does max out at 30, but you do have to unlock the firmware, and I might do a video to show you how you can unlock the firmware. It used to be the case in which you had to pull out the electronic controller and hook it up to your computer, and you can flash it from there. But now it's pretty much just an app you download, you connect it via Bluetooth, and you activate which profile that you want. Overseas, in some overseas markets, this is it's unlocked to 30 kilometers an hour. I've seen some people who have actually unlocked it faster than that, and pretty much you can unlock its full potential. In Australia, it's locked at 25 because that's the maximum like allowable in terms of most of the regulations. And in my state and territory, it's locked at 25 kilometers an hour, which I think is plenty fast enough, because that's all you really need if you are commuting. And at 25, you are going at a decent pace, and you can get to your destination in a reasonable time. And if you fall off the scooter at 25 kilometers an hour, you're not really going to hurt yourself too badly. But just remember, safety gear first, wear a helmet. Yeah, I've seen enough crashes for people who haven't worn proper helmets and protective gear. No fall off. and pretty much it's based on snoozer error in this case. But personally myself, just wear a helmet and make sure that you're riding safely. In some states where these things are not legal yet, most of the authorities will turn a blind eye because they've got a lot of bigger fish to fry. As long as you're not doing anything stupid on the road, if you're not harassing other riders and you're not being like pretty much like a pain in the ass, most like police officers will turn a blind eye. They may give you like a look and that's about it. But yeah. Anyway, I'll finish this video at that. That's what you get in the box. So yeah, so as you see, really nice looking scooter. This updated version is slightly taller than normal, so it's great for the Australian market because we're a little bit taller than average. So these first came out in Asia, and obviously with the refresh, they realized how popular these were in Western markets, and now we've got these scooters there. So if you're like 6 foot and above, this is going to be a perfect ride. But yeah, this height is perfect even for like just little kids. So you know, I got my kids riding on scooters, and you know, it's all dandy. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, and we'll go through the next video in which I will go through in detail the features of the scooter. Anyway, if you guys found that helpful, give us a like, leave us a comment, press the subscribe button if you do wish so. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. So, Round and Geek out. Cheers.